Hi everybody, this is Steve Krause and welcome to English 328 Online. I'll be the person teaching this class, and I just want to have a short little video just to introduce myself and some of the key aspects of the course. A little bit about me. I'm a faculty member here in the English department at EMU. I've been here since 1998, and I've been teaching this class since then. So this, as they say, is not my first rodeo with 328, although there's a lot of changes going on this semester for me, which, might make for some interesting things along the way. Right now, you should be looking at different materials on EMU Online. I'm going to look at the syllabus and talk through a couple highlights of that first. You can, and I'm assuming that you can all read, and you also will answer or ask questions and introduce yourself underneath of the discussion area. A little bit about the course. It's really an exploration of the title of the course. It's about writing, it's about style, and it's about technology. This semester I'll be highlighting the style aspects of it, but we'll be doing a lot of technological things as we go along. A word about books. You need to get this one. This is Strunk and White's The Elements of Style. It's a very skinny little book. And you need to get this one, Joseph Williams' Style Toward Clarity and Grace, which is not to be confused with a textbook that Joseph Williams has. You want to get, it's yellow and it's pretty cheap. You should be able to get this for about 15 bucks. This book, Strunk and White, you can pick up an older version of this if you want. Just make sure it's the one that has Strunk and White, not just Strunk. And there's also an illustrated version of it that we'll talk about later on too. Also an option if you want to get that. Let's talk a little bit about the online participation part of the course. Now, the thing about an online class, and I've been teaching online now for quite some time, the thing about an online class is it gives you a tremendous amount of flexibility. Why? I'm coming at you today, taking this class and participating in it a week before the class begins and in my office. But I don't have to be here. Why? You could be in Paris on a beautiful beach at sunset. Heck, if your Wi-Fi connection works, you can even be on a roller coaster taking this class. Woo! Woo! That flexibility is one of the great attractions of this class. It really is. I mean, it's one of the reasons I like teaching online, and it's one of the reasons why students like to take classes online. But the problem with that flexibility is twofold. The first problem is a lot of times when classes are that flexible, people have a way of kind of ignoring them. So in that sense, an online class is a little bit like if you buy an exercise bike at home. You have to like motivate yourself to do that. No one's going to come to your house and say you need to ride the exercise bike now. And that's why a lot of exercise bikes become these things that people stack laundry on top of instead of actually using to exercise. The other thing that's important is that the way that our online class will work is that there's going to be a particular schedule. That is, and we'll talk about this when we talk about the schedule, but you will note that there will be specific times or by dates by which you have to participate. In other words, this is not the kind of online class where you can do everything on a Saturday afternoon. You're going to have to be participating during the week and during particular times during the week. You'll also notice that there's a online participation policy which you can actually be virtually absent. Here's how this works. You need to participate between Monday and Wednesday and Friday of the course. Those are the basic segments of the way things are broken up. Usually discussion activities and things begin on Monday and end on Wednesday, and begin on Wednesday and end on Friday. What that means is that I expect everyone to start doing stuff by the Monday and by the Wednesday, not to wait until the end of a participation block. We'll talk more about this as the class goes on. But if you're gone, if you don't have any posting or commenting on any of the class threads between Monday and Wednesday or between Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to count you as being virtually absent. And if you're absent from the class 3 times, I'll dock your participation grade by about 30%, which adds up to be about 1 letter course in the grade. If you're absent from the course for more than 3 times, that is 4 times or more, which is the equivalent of being, gone from 2 weeks worth of class, I'll dock your participation grade such that you won't be able to pass the course. So you have to, now that's different from the grade that you'll get for participation, because the grade you'll get for participation is based on the quality of your participation. But if you're absent entirely, then that's a problem. One of the first things we'll be doing this semester is setting up your WordPress.com sites for the blog posts during the course of the semester. This will also make sense as we go along, and there's a discussion underneath this discussion probably about how the WordPress.com stuff is set up. It's very easy to use, it's free. It's another opportunity for you to learn a new technology that is useful for writers and teachers. And the blog posts that you'll be doing as part of this assignment are really like journal entries or like short writing responses. So, in other words, there'll be a series of writing responses or prompts, rather, writing prompts during the course of the term that have to do with the activities that we're doing in the readings and stuff like that. And what you need to do is you need to finish those blog posts by the date that it appears in the schedule. The most important part for me of these blog posts is that you do them on time, that you do them in a timely fashion. They don't have to be great pieces of art because part of what I'm trying to get you to do is use writing as a way to think through some problems as opposed to just some sort of finished, polished product. Okay. Of course, most of the class, it's a writing class after all, focuses on the major writing projects. In brief, and they are an essay that examines the style of YouTube commercials, well, commercial that appears on YouTube, a remake of a style guide, an essay about style and genre conversations of a particular blog or website that you follow during the course of the semester, and either a revision of one of the three previous projects or an original composition of your own that concerns the topics covered in the course. There'll be a lot more detail about these assignments as we go along. That's what each of these units are all about, and they're more going to be explained in more detail on EMU Online. For the time being, though, I just want to like cover a couple basic things. The first is that you need to, for this, you'll be using Google Drive, which used to be called Google Docs, to write your essays and to revise your essays and to post final versions of them. I know it's something different because most of you probably are just used to using Microsoft Word, and that's part of the point of the class. Part of the point of the class is to teach you new technologies, and one of those technologies that's very useful for writers is Google Docs. One of the other things that you'll need to be aware of too is that you need to write essays that follow MLA style conventions. If you don't have one of these, and I think this one might actually be a little bit out of date to tell you the truth, but if you don't have an MLA style guide, you should get one because if you're an English major, by this point, it's a 300 level class. By this point in time, you should be able to, follow MLA style. I don't accept late projects, so make sure you get them in on time. There's a penalty for late projects that is pretty significant. And then as far as revisions go, it is possible to revise these projects, any of the first three major projects, if you want for a better grade. You won't have that time with the last project because we'll just be out of time. The rules are stated there. You can only revise a project once. It's going to be due about 2 weeks after I return the projects. You'll look at the schedule and see that. And then you have to meet with me either in person or the Google Plus or Skype or over the phone or something like that to talk through the process of revision. We'll talk more about that as the semester goes on and if that becomes an issue. There's a final for the class, and the final for the class is actually something that's set up by NCATE, and it's a long story, and we'll talk more about it later on. It's not a final that's a comprehensive test. It's rather a opportunity for you to reflect on the outcomes of the course that you met and what you learned in the course. I guarantee you the final will not impact your grade as long as you do it. That is, if you had, say, a B going into the final, I will assure you that I will not somehow give you such a bad grade on the final that you get a C. Okay, the final can only help you, and it's a project that everybody has to do in the course of the semester. In order to pass the course, you have to complete all the major writing projects and the final, regardless of the grade and any of the components. So, for example, if you decided that you didn't have time to do the last project and didn't want to do it, and you'd be willing to take a C by just getting rid of those points, no, you would fail. Let me wrap up by just saying a few things about the schedule. First off, it's a bit of a work in progress this semester because I'm making some changes to the course from the last time I taught it online, which was last year. But just to sort of explain, I'm looking at the schedule right now. If you look, for example, where it says week 1, September 5th to September 7th, it says begin by Wednesday and complete by Friday, and then it has the list of the things that you're supposed to do. And so when it says, for example, by Wednesday, complete the first 2 blog post assignments, I'm expecting people to, by the first day of class, complete the first 2 blog assignments. When it says, for example, for September 2nd, or week 2, September 10th to the 14th, We'll be doing some readings on the Introducing Ancient Rhetoric and Style, Discuss Ancient Style, YouTube Commercials Project. Again, I'm expecting everybody to begin that on Monday. But you'll notice on that week, for example, it says by Wednesday, finish the blog post Introducing Rhetoric. So that's how it's spelled out in the overall schedule, and you'll see with each unit there's that segment of the schedule that's part of that. There could be some changes as far as the semester goes, but this is the plan that I have, at least at the beginning of the term. Okay, I think that's about it for now to get started. Again, please do ask questions about the course. Introduce yourself below, as I say in the prompt. Tell us a little something about yourself. And let's get started with English 328 Online. Thanks.